Hello. Right. So, we finished this game, but there's a lovely little bonus episode to do with this that I thought I'd just mop up quickly, and then we're going to do something else in about 20 minutes to half an hour. So, here we go. Hi, Omar. So this is some DLC. This is quite a fun little extra bit right at the end. It sort of sets to serve up the third one a little bit. Serves to set up the third one. Vote on cards that you apply to your game. Yeah, why not? I have no idea what that means.
Notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You're required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter.
Yes.
But so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Okay. So, we just have to...
map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
But the Prophet's not there, because the Prophet's not dead. So that's where this game begins. So this is, I suppose, yeah, that's the very first scene in this. Is the Can we open that? Oh, it's a book.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Richard Croft explores myth in search of lost truths within Christianity. The expression Christian mythology as used in the academic discourse may offend Christians for this reason. So basically, if you're Christian, don't read this book. That's quite funny.
I finally
Spiderhead.
introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from
Ooh,
father,
I wonder which voice
and
this
thinly
is.
veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway.
Earl of
One might
Farringdon?
think they would be happy that I was being courted by
Farringdon's like a part of London.
realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a
I'm glad
tube
she
stop.
did.
It's on the New Elizabeth line. So we're getting some backstory
This is
here.
probably my grandfather Benjamin.
I mean, I don't know. The Crofts seem
A picture with Dad.
pretty well
and
off.
Anna. Never
Oh,
liked
no.
wearing dresses, but the colour was nice.
Oh, she's a tomboy. She didn't like dresses. That's why she's in hoodie and a jacket from H&M.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Very cool. I'd love to know how many of these artifacts are actually real things. Very upper class, yes. Well, I think the key is that they're clearly landed gentry, whoever these people are. Right.
It's a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library. My birthday crown.
Aww.
I was so proud of that thing.
Little dinosaur.
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
She is very posh. She's very rah-rah, isn't she? Can we... Now, it turns out, I think in one of the movies that... Oh god, all these dust motes all over the place. I think it turns out one of the movies that
Dad would have liked me to go to
the Trinity
Oxford.
people are trying...
I
Like
insisted on
Helena Bonham
UCL.
Carter is trying to get her hands on
Yep.
the...
Looks real.
Um,
Croft once offered to
on the
forge
Manor.
me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Lara's dad isn't Bojo. Yeah, no. I think Lara's dad's just... I don't know. He's somebody that used his money to do something a little bit unusual, which is why the family disapproved, you know, so bringing shame and
This is a
embarrassment.
hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point,
Aw.
that...
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start.
The thing is, that kind of implies that, yeah, her dad is an archaeologist. It sort of implies that everybody that goes to Oxford is just ridiculously... Like, they're all from noble families, basically. Which is really not what Oxford is, you know. I know plenty of people that went to Oxford that were from working class backgrounds. At least I suppose this is supposed to be kind of set in another
To the library.
age. Right, so that's going to be locked, isn't it? Yes.
Locked. There's got to be another way through.
Got to be another way. Ooh, what's this?
This is the map I made for my first expedition
Ah.
with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Now that's going to be handy, isn't it? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to end up using this. Yes.
Too dark. Going to need a flashlight.
Right, so we've got to find ourselves a flashlight.
Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley.
Ooh, an
I always
ankh.
loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
Yes. Well, ankhs are a symbol of fertility, aren't they? At least that's what I thought they were.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
Now you know what that implies. Next time I'm home from school, implies she's gone to like Eton or some sort of boarding school. I think the Lara Croft games, they're kind of set in an alternate present, a distant present, you might say, where
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the Manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off.
it does sound like John Delancey. It does. I don't really know if they have any particularly famous actors in this, but they probably get.
Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid.
Oh dear.
This will be one of the first things to fix.
The roof needs a bit of work. I mean, that's one of the problems with these gigantic mansions, is that they always need a hell of a lot of upkeep.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Need a key to open this. Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
I'm guessing he kept it perfect. That's sort of a trope, isn't it, in big house novels? That there's always...
This belongs.
You must not
Dad.
go to the third
Most of
floor.
The belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here?
Ooh.
Someone has a sense of humor.
What does it say? Stop smoking, love R. Oh, because that's why, yeah, Anna character is dying of lung cancer because she's a smoker. Right, let's open the divan or whatever this is.
A phoenix figurine.
Ooh.
I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
It's definitely a world in which some sort of magic seems to be real. It's nearly our world, but there's hidden magic, and that's the sort of fantasy aspect of it. Which is good fun. It's good fun. Now, what do you want to bet we have to go through a fireplace or something? Okay. Maybe somewhere else we can go. Something else we can get. I think we have to check all of these. Somewhere we're going to find a flashlight. Right, not there.
Need a combination for this lock.
No, I never did. I never had the original Tomb Raider games. I think I had a friend's... A friend played them. I mostly only knew what they were. My brother and I never had like console gaming as kids. We always had PC gaming. So you know, that was our main way into games. Ooh, there's a thing here. Right, if this goes on too much longer, I might stop and then go and try our new game.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, I won't be boring your sword this time.
Dear oh dear.
What
I've
are
seen
you
better
doing
days.
sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. God, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and... Oh, God! I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
Croft Manor is an extra...
Thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places. About finding adventure.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
There's a flash, I guess? There you go, there's her bike. Ah, flashlights!
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the Manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Is this one of these places where you go up to London?
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you.
I mean, he's not wrong. She is probably a little unbalanced.
For you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Atlas de Mornay. Ah, did ah.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts.
Ouroboros.
I think Croft bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Snake eating its own tail. Right. I think that's...
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
Right, I think it's time to go and play another game, which I have just downloaded. So... maybe we'll leave this here and we'll come back to it another time. I think you'll like the new thing I've got. It's quite exciting. Alright. See you soon.